Hi, everybody. This is Erica from In the Company of Cards. Welcome to another Sunday conversation, this time with someone you're familiar with. This is our friend Psychic Violetta. I hope you're following her channel. She is amazing. She's Canadian, and we love our Canadians. And she has agreed to come on, and we have solicited questions from both my viewers, you all, and from Violetta's viewers. And so you both sent us questions, and we're just going to answer questions. Violetta, you know me, I use Lenormand. Violetta is an amazing, what would you call it? Clairvoyant. So she sort of, if you've never watched her before, very interesting the way that you work. Yeah, she's got my deck there. She will ask Violetta a question, and she will see a story or an image in her mind, and that's the answer. And she basically uses the cards just to corroborate what she's already said from the vision. So I mean, she's amazing, and I think you all will love this. Welcome, Violetta. Welcome back.
Welcome. Thank you so much, Rika. It's so kind of you to invite me. And my viewers loves you so much, and I love you. And it was pleasure a few times before. We met two times, and so the next time it will be on my channel.
All right, we'll just bat it back and forth. That's great. No, well, I've loved our time together, and I look forward to more of it this year.
Such a relaxing moment, time for me.
Good,
Uh,
good. I'm
we can
glad.
call we can call you Statue of Liberty from now on.
It's the hair. I'm just gonna let them do what they're gonna do. I love them. I think it's great, but it's just very unusual. It's like I woke up Christmas morning and all of a sudden I had like eight more locks just pop up. So thank you, Santa Claus. So
Well,
Violetta,
I prefer to the same.
we are going through some very interesting times here. Uh, Difficult
Mm,
times. Oh, and look who we have keeping us company. Five
she,
months old. What's her name?
Lily,
Lily. Hi, Lily.
and troublemaker. Oh, what a
Oh,
troublemaker. She can take a carpet
so
in.
Lily is standing in for Cheryl this morning.
She doesn't like to sit too much next to me. I would be happy, and I want to correct, I'm Polish Canadian.
Polish Canadian. Yes, well, the accent would have told us. Yes, Polish Canadian.
Alive
Exactly.
in Canada, 40 years I'm in Canada, but before I was in Poland and in England for 4 years, so, but I still feel Polish.
Well, understandable. Understandable.
I ask you first the question before you
Okay.
will ask me.
So,
It,
there are lots of questions. Most of them are about what we've been doing, not just domestically, but around the world. When I say we, I use the word loosely. I mean he. But anyway,
yeah.
okay. So
I,
this is the first question. Uh,
can I ask you first one?
oh yeah, you can ask me first, of course.
Okay, because I'm afraid that you will ask me that question.
Okay. All right. All right.
And Robson, sorry. Will Alberta Prosperity Project, which is kind of like a new
That
growing,
the secession, is that the secession thing?
they want that with Alberta Prosperity Project, with the USA government being successful, making Alberta 51st state.
Right. So I had the same question. The question is,
I was
will
guessing.
will Alberta be the US's 51st state? We know that that's what the felon wants. Um, so let's see. I'm going to pull five because, okay, here we go. So we have the heart, we have sadly the felon, we have clouds in the middle, the moon, and the man? The answer is, of course, the felon would love that. You don't know who the felon is. He's the head of government of the US. I don't even like to say his name. He would love Alberta to be our 51st state. However, the card in the middle says that's not going to happen. Clouds is about doubts, but I'm just saying there's no way. Why is not going to happen? Because Alberta is part of a great nation, which is Canada. And they will not allow it. I mean, you've got the native population there, your indigenous population who says, excuse me, what? What? No. The identity, they want to keep their identity as Canadians, I think, overall. So I do not think this will go anywhere, like a lot of the things that he says he
And
wants
I
to.
pull fish. So fish goes this way, that way. You never will. They will be fishing, but I don't think they
Right.
will be able to catch the fish.
Yeah, it will not happen. Okay. Um, Another question. Now, this is something different, but I am very curious about it because I think there's a lot more to it than we're being told. And that is, will we ever know the truth about what happened with Charlie Kirk?
We have one of those questions as well. And I had a conversation with lovely lady. I had her name here, MK. So she was going by initials. And she asked me that question on her private reading. She won the reading and she wanted to ask only questions about politics.
Okay.
And asked me if it was the real person who was guilty one that was arrested.
Oh, Tyler Robinson is his name.
Yeah. No,
I
very
know.
close
And
to
then
you.
Erica Kirk, Erica Robinson. It's terrible. Okay.
Yeah, it's correct.
I don't know
uh,
either one of them.
and when I close my eyes, I answer, okay, that I see the letterman going to door by door and delivering to the wrong address the letter. So I said, here's the wrong address.
Right. So
Is
he
the
is
wrong
not the killer. Right. Right.
thing? Because there was so many differences that they
Okay, here's what I think. I think that he did not do it. It was too accurate a shot for someone that age and that level of experience. He could not have done that kind of shot. I do think that he was recruited to be a part of something. I don't think he necessarily knew what it was, but I think he was recruited. Um, I guess, will we ever know the whole truth? Um,
Africa. Can you
yeah,
count for me to
three
three?
cards. Okay, one, two, three. Will we ever know the truth about the Charlie Kirk situation?
You know the stories about bottles that have messages
Yeah.
and they floating and floating and floating. Sometimes they reach to the person that will open the bottle. Oh, there is a message.
Hmm.
So the message will be still floating and floating and floating in the water.
Hmm. So that
We
means that the truth
have
is
put
out
it
there, but
back
we won't get it.
when we will get at it and if we will ever get it. Yeah, the bear, that will be your spirit protector.
Hmm.
It's, don't touch the bear.
Hmm. Right.
Big change eventually. There will be struggles and there will be a winner. So eventually we will learn, but it might take forever.
Hmm.
Like the bottle on the ocean or sea, it takes forever to be discovered.
So here's another question that's related to that.
Okay.
Uh, will J.D. Vance and Erica Kirk end up together as a couple?
Ricard,
One,
please.
two, three. 3. 3. 3. 3. 3. 3. 3. 3. 3. 3. 3. 3. 3. 3. 3. 3. 3. 3. 3. 3. 3. 3. 3. 3. 3. 3. 3. 3. 3. 3. 3. 3. 3. 3. 3. 3. 3. 3. 3. 3. 3. 3. 3. 3. 3. 3. 3. 3. 3. 3. 3. 3. 3. 3. 3. 3. 3. 3. 3. 3. 3. 3. 3. 3. 3. 3. 3. 3. 3. 3. 3. 3. 3. 3. 3. 3. 3. 3. 3. 3. 3. 3. 3. 3. 3. 3. 3. 3. 3. 3. 3. 3. 3. 3. 3. 3. 3. 3. 3. 3. 3. 3. 3. 3. 3. 3. 3. 3. 3. 3. 3. 3. 3. 3. 3. 3. 3. 3. 3. 3. 3. 3. 3. 3. 3. 3. 3
It's when you will be walking in the garden and you left your rakes for
Mhm.
raking leaves, the
Right,
old-fashioned rake.
right.
You step on it, it
And it
will hit
hits
you.
her in the face. Mhm.
So that's the image I'm getting. No, that would be too stupid for both of them.
Mhm.
Go officially. She's a widow. We want to respect the widow, not after a few days after her husband died, was killed, to hug officially that and the guy who is married to a very nice, sweet girl. Like Usha is very nice. Nothing wrong we can say about Usha.
Well, she has very poor taste in husbands.
Yeah, but that's,
I'll tell you what I think about Usha.
no, but as a mother and wife, I can't say anything bad about her.
Well, I mean, um,
So maybe.
I think that Usha comes from, see, the fox. She's not all that she appears to be. Usha comes from, she's raised in California, but she comes from a very high caste in India, the Brahmin caste. And Brahmins think they're better than everybody else. I think that she married him and thought that one day, sure, she would be the first lady. Um, I don't think she considers herself a person of color.
That's good.
And
No, no
sadly
one.
for her, MAGA does consider her that. And she is a political problem for him. So are they going to get a divorce or are they going to stay together?
They are worried about that. They
They-
will be making decisions and everything will be in the open. We will see
yeah,
everything.
yeah.
So, it is not going to be an easy task for both of them. And she's a lawyer, so she is smart.
She's smart. Yeah.
And she's helping him so much, probably writing. Well, he's a good writer. He can do that by himself. But she thought that she's going some direction, and that they are. I see them going
Going
different directions.
separate ways. I agree with that. I think they'll go separate ways.
And it is the scale, but I see him. He will have to step on the rake to discover that that stupid decision was
Oh. So,
probably.
okay, so we may see something between them, and then it comes back and hits him in the face.
Yeah, and he was saying, "Oh, she didn't took the wedding band because she was taking a bath, and we were
Yeah,
in a hurry, and she wanted." No,
no,
when we are used to it to wear wedding band, I don't wear anymore because I'm wearing too many big clunky things, and my wedding band will be under them. But when I was only wearing small rings and the wedding band, I always was wearing wedding band.
right, right. Okay, I asked whether Erica Kirk is an honest person. I got the moon, which is reputation, but
Mm-hmm.
then I got the mice and I got child. The mice take away from her reputation. I don't think she's an honest person. I think she wants to appear way more innocent child than she actually is. I'm curious about what you get. So is Erica Kirk an honest person? One, two, three.
Okay. If you will go to the bar and someone is picking you up, do you think that person is honest?
No, they have an ulterior motive. They have a
Yeah.
reason behind why they're talking to you. Right.
Yeah, I don't think she is the child. Yeah, you had the child
I
as well.
got that too.
She has a posh, she can cry in a split second without tears.
Without tears. Yeah, that's quite a skill.
She is very strong,
Yep.
symbol fitting in my cards. and she's after big money.
Hmm.
She wants to have a good harvest for herself. She was so ready to take that position. I thought, oh my gosh, no woman can do that fast if she loves her husband.
Right, right,
On, on TV, visually, she could see when he was killed. You know, it's not easy.
right. It shouldn't be, but
And she was hugging Mr. T and then Mr. Vance. So she was, uh, I'm available. Take me, take me. And then symbol of bar, like picking up.
right, right,
I
right.
wouldn't trust anyone if I
Yeah, I
would
don't
pick
think she's trustworthy, and I'm sorry that she has the same name as me and even spells it the same way. Whew. Anyway, all right, enough about that. Um, I think we already know the answer to this, but that's okay. So we know that yesterday, I think, or Friday, I don't know, the
up.
the
Too
felon,
many.
the felon had a meeting with oil executives, and it was a disaster. And he thought that they would say, "Oh my God, yeah, sign us up,
Yeah,
Venezuela, sure, absolutely." But they have said that that oil is very hard to access. It's crude. It would take a lot. It's not just that it gushes up out of the ground like it can do here. No. And so they are not interested. What will happen with his plan for Venezuelan oil? Will he be able to um, steal that country's oil the way that he says he wants to? One, two, three.
okay. Would you put your hand in a shark mouth?
I wouldn't.
Yeah. And he's afraid of sharks.
Yeah, and he's afraid of sharks.
I think there will be so much drama in that country related to oil. Those people would rather burn the companies down in not letting the Americans' hands to be on them. And it's not, even those, this kind of CEO, I don't remember his name, and he said it's not.
Oh, the Exxon guy, I think. Yeah, he said we can't. You can't. It's not accessible, that oil.
Because there will be protesters, there will be sabotaging. And when I asked myself about, why I was asked about what is the future for Maduro,
Hmm.
I said that it will be trade. So there will be people abducted. So
Hmm.
many abductions will be going on. And those big CEOs will be afraid for their people to put them in Venezuela.
Well, that's the thing. So the felon said, "You all put the money up, and we'll protect you. We'll bring forces in." So this, okay, birds is interesting because birds is meetings and conversations. And I think that these oil executives had conversations together alone before they even met him. And they agreed to go sit there, to be polite, hear his case. But I think they are united in saying, no, we're not doing this.
It will be about money for America, but shaky tower, things will go under control.
Well, there are small oil companies, small ones, who think they can make a lot of money. They will try to go in, but they will meet the same fate that you're suggesting. People will not be happy to have them there, and I think there will be a lot of violence. I don't think it will be. I don't think they'll make the money that they will think they're going to make. I think they'll be run out of Venezuela.
Yeah, and this is the sharing money, but they will say we are owners of that oil. Don't take the money away
But
from us.
that's not what Trump says. Trump said the deal is I get all the money and I will decide what happens with it. And the oil executives are not going to go for that. That's not going to happen. no.
I don't see that, and I see more trouble for Mr. T. Well, for
Yeah,
America that way.
yeah, yeah.
And the next step, it's supposed to be Cuba.
That's what
And
I was about to ask you. That Cuba and Colombia now, and Mexico. He's threatening Mexico. So I guess the question is, will America go to war with any South American or Latin American countries in 2026?
that's a wild question. So
It's a big question, yes. One, two, three.
I see a funnel for pouring water,
A
but
funnel, right?
it's upside down. He wants to spread this all over the South America. But the
Oh, but
funnel
the
has
funnel is upside down, so the tiny part is what he's doing, but he can't get it in there.
no, I don't think so. That's that's good because I see pictures and then I have to understand what is related to that question.
Right.
Sometimes the same picture might be related to different questions as well. And why whip? So he will be hitting himself even.
Hmm, hmm.
He's not careful. And money, it's all about Mr. T money. He thinks he will be rich, the strong, but he will have to get out from there.
Right.
Kick him out of there. And I said he's slicing himself too thin that his security will be less than nothing, see through.
Well, then that brings me to the next question. Um, they're letting him do all this stuff, but as you said, he's slicing himself so thin that nothing sticks. He's just all over the place and he's making us look like we're crazy. Well, somebody was crazy for electing him, but we'll leave that alone. Will the Republicans start to fight back against him?
I love that question. I was not asked yet, and
Okay.
I didn't answer for myself yet, but
Yeah,
I
it's
yeah.
because he is technically a lame duck. He's getting us deeper and deeper in trouble. They just came back from their Christmas vacations, all of the people in government, and I'm sure they heard an earful from people saying, "Why are you letting him do this?" So will they rebel? So I guess this is the question. We have the midterms coming up in November, but it's absolutely possible for uh, the House and Senate to change hands before that. Like the House can change hands before that. If the House does not have a Republican majority, then Hakeem Jeffries becomes the leader of the House. That would be before the midterm. So I guess that's the first question is, will the House change hands before November of 2026? One, two, three.
Someone is playing with the switch, but it's stubborn. It's
Uh-huh.
I see you need to put a bigger grip on the switch. So I'm not saying that that's completely done because it's like, and it's this way, snake. So fishy, tricky, and how
Yeah.
would you say? How would you
I,
explain that?
I think I even get the image. I understand the image that you're saying. So the fact is there is a switch. That's the first thing. There is a mechanism to change who is in control. There is that switch. But what you're saying is, I believe you're right. There are still Republicans who say, I don't know. I'm not sure. I don't want to make him mad. What if he does XYZ? Da, 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 da. So what needs to happen is that those people need to have some spine in their steel. steel in their spine so that their hand stays on the switch and the switch can get moved. But you're right, with the snake and the fish, those are slippery and people will, want to do it, but then they get nervous, they get scared.
They are afraid that they have too much dirt and he might know about them.
Right, right,
Yeah, probably. And they will be crying, but eventually they will think the grass is greener without him. And what I noticed on some videos lately that the police in New York and police in Washington, D.C., in front of the Supreme Court, there was a policeman who pulled the mask from the eyes.
ice,
Yeah, he said, "Show your face." And the same thing happened in New York. So the police is upset with them.
right,
They are not happy what they are doing
right,
because
because the police are the law enforcement officers, the ice is the SS. They're like Hitler's SS. That's what they are.
you
And so
see,
the police are not on the side of the SS, I hope.
I talked with my grandmother, who was a German, and I asked her, how did you experience the life under Hitler? And she said, you see, we all love him. He was such a good connector to everyone. We were so proud of him, and blah, blah, blah. He was, it was not as, and they thought that he is so good to the country because he was not taking money in his own pockets like Mr. T is
Like
doing.
Mr. T is doing, yeah.
And he was never openly criticizing any of his people from his court.
Mm-hmm,
He was always fair to them. He might remove them, but never publicly.
mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
A lot of the image of him was like great.
And that
And
is not the case for the felon.
my grandmother, she said, I used to love him because he was our leader. And well, and she was not a stupid woman. She knew
Right.
5 languages and she was traveling. But she said, no, we were very proud when Hitler was in the power. But when by the end of the war, her 16 only child, my father, was 16 years old, and he was pulled to the army when he was 16 and 1 week. He got the ticket to be just foot soldier. She got furious with Hitler. She hated him so much. When the borders were moved, like I'm from Wrocław, before it was Breslau. My father was born in Breslau, the same place, the same city as I was born, but it was Wrocław after the war. And they told the Germans, move out. And she said, I'm not moving out from here because I don't believe in the leader anymore. And he was gone by that time because it was after the war. But she said, I hated him so much. So it is that so many people still love Mr. T, but he is not the leader like they know that he.
Okay, so all right. That makes me ask this question. He is not as popular as he was. Um, uh, for a lot of reasons. Um, will the Epstein file situation bring him down? One, two, three.
Okay. I heard just a joke because I was gathering with a family for a dinner. And the joke is rabbit is running from the forest and screaming, I'm the crazy rabbit. Be careful of me. I can kill everyone on my path.
Mhm.
And there is a bull, and he's ignoring him. And the rabbit, did you hear me? I can kill you. And the bull turned back on him, and the rabbit is screaming behind him, what, you are afraid of me. You don't want to look at my face because I'm so powerful. And the bull dropped a pancake on him. The rabbit is coming out of the brown, this time not white, and he's saying, you see, you were so afraid of me that you pooped. It's
Mhm.
Mr. T.
Mhm.
He always wants to be right.
Mhm.
He wants to be crazy rabbit that is
Right, that
thinking.
everybody's afraid of, and yeah.
Anchor. How would you explain that
Here's the
one?
thing about the anchor. An anchor is a funny instrument because it can either keep you safe or it can keep you stuck. Now, I think that it will keep him stuck. I think no matter what he does all around the world and in this country, whatever it is, it all comes back to Epstein. Epstein, Epstein, Epstein.
Lot of emotions will be, he will be worried. And not only him, the money that he is making will pull people as well from him, because they will prove that he was making with Epstein the money together, that they were.
Exactly. That's what I keep saying on my channel is that, okay, it's terrible what they were doing, but let's understand it was a business model. This was a business. Trump supplied the girls from his pageants and everything. He supplied the product. They both made the money.
And teenager pageants, and he
Yeah,
was
all of that. Yeah.
looking at them when they are naked.
Yes.
That
Yes.
to officially. So I think this will be draining him down, down, down.
Now,
People can see that because no one can say any good word about him anymore.
no, no. So, but for, but what will bringing him down? What does that even mean? What does that look like? Do you know what I mean? Like, does he lose power? Does he have a heart attack? Does he, um, I mean, what happens? One, two, three.
I think his mental illness will be the one that will pull him down the
Yeah,
most
that's what I think too.
because he is getting less and less reliable. He don't know what he's talking, changing subjects, creating his own truth.
Right.
The sun will be, everything will be in open. We
Yep.
will see everything in the light. It's all about the girls that were stars as well.
Yep.
Your intuition is right, and it will be about him and the money making. The angel of security will probably help us to get rid of him. The whole world needs to get rid of him,
Well, that's true.
and
Now,
they will be able to lie that he is normal. Eventually, it's too much to, it will be too visible that he is.
well, we
Are
have a
you with me?
mechanism. We have
Oh,
we have a mechanism for that. And so
frozen.
it's the 25th Amendment. Now, in order for the 25th Amendment to work,
Oh my God,
Vance,
my internet is unstable. Okay, it's
okay,
getting.
so far so good. So far so good. Okay. In order for the 25th Amendment to happen, meaning that he's removed from office because he's incompetent, Vance would have to agree to that and present it to the cabinet. and the whole cabinet has to agree to it. Then they have to take it to the Senate. So that's a lot of people. Do you think that the 25th Amendment will be enacted before the midterms in November? One, two, three.
No. I see a candle, the old-fashioned candle. You remember how romantically they were losing the
The the
wax.
wax. Mhm.
It's beautiful that way. It's burning down, but I still see that much left from the huge candle. So he still will be in the power, but then they will impeach him.
He will be impeached.
I believe so, yes. Not only him, for like a lot of other people.
Okay, so that could happen after the midterms, of course.
How you
Oh, so the lily. Okay. That, believe it or not, one of the meanings for the lily is an old man, maybe an old man who's a little senile. So that could be it.
about money as well. We will learn about money, about his irascible behavior. And for American security, they will have to impeach him.
Well, he has got to be, it's not just, the thing is, he has to be impeached, but then he has to be convicted because he's been
Yes.
impeached before and he didn't care. He has to be convicted. Will he be convicted?
Because,
One, two, three.
okay. I used to paint. And not that I was often painting in the plein outside,
Hmm.
but sometimes the wind will blow your
The
paint,
canvas.
canvas with the stand because it will kind of uh, and I see that. So the stand and the canvas will end up on the ground. So
Now,
they
is
will.
is the stand and the canvas, is that him?
It's the symbol of what you ask for. So would they be able to impeach him?
And convict him? Yes.
Convict? Because when it will go reach the ground, you are very frustrated when it's happening. You think, oh,
Mhm.
I can't pull this anymore. I have to go in the place where I will be safe from the wind.
From the wind, right.
Yeah, the clover. A lot of people, I believe, will be manifesting the opinion all over the country. The
Yeah,
protest will be growing and growing
yeah,
and
yeah, yeah,
growing.
yeah. That's clover. Clover is like all of a sudden it can start from something small and then multiply very, very fast. So
And
it's like a ball that gains momentum as it rolls downhill.
they wouldn't be able to stop it. He
I
will
love
have
it.
he will have to go symbol of leaving the cave, and people will make different decisions, better decisions. Can I ask you about what you see for Biden? Because it was clicking with me about Biden this year for Biden.
This year for Biden.
How his health will
Okay.
be. Usually I don't ask myself those questions about death, but
Well, I'm not asking about death. I'm asking about Biden. And if death shows up, then it shows up.
mhm.
Um, so we have birds, child, star, tower, stork. But I will say this, I think he's surrounded by family. A lot of people are around him, and his life is much better, easier, pleasant because of the family that he has around him. Um, but his mind is also um,
Yes, declining.
affected, right? Um, and I think he's more and more in his own world, kind of in his own world. Now we have the star in the center. So he could pass in 2026. He could
Right. So
move on to another
the
dimension, which
tower,
is
yeah,
passing on. I
and
think so.
shaky tower is a symbol usually of dramatic moment and
Yes.
uncontrollable.
Well, that's the Tarot Tower, not the
Okay, to
Lenormand
me,
Tower.
okay.
The Lenormand Tower is a little bit different. It's more sort of feeling enclosed, feeling isolated. He's surrounded by people who love him, but in his mind, his world is narrower and narrower and narrower, which can happen, and then you pass. So, but he will be with his loved ones, and they will.
Protected, like in the tower or in the castle, that no one will
Yes,
too
yes,
much,
yeah,
and eventually we will learn it's over. I don't think he is going to be shown anymore publicly
no.
because he is not capable of
Now
doing.
he did go to Caroline Kennedy's daughter's funeral
Oh,
and walked. I saw him walking down the stairs of the church under his own steam. No one was helping him. There was someone next to him, but he wasn't touching him or anything, and he was okay. Um, but a year is long. It's 365 days, and he's not getting better. He's getting older and weaker and sicker. So I have a question for you that you may not be able to answer. Do you remember 5 years ago when George Floyd died? When they put
yeah.
the, okay. And I have to say that when,
Tennessee as well.
yeah,
It,
when that happened, a lot of people, white people whom I knew, maybe some I hadn't heard from in a long time, reached out to me. I'm a good white person. I didn't know this kind of thing happened. I had no idea. I don't know what they wanted me to say, but I got a lot of messages. And I said to myself, oh, this is nice, but it won't last. And it didn't last. Okay. Moving forward, we now have the murder by the ICE agent of Renee Good.
and she's white,
And she's white and female. And what I have heard
lesbian,
a lot of
and she's
people,
lesbian.
yeah, what I've heard a lot of women say, white women, I had no idea that the world was like this and that it's just terrible and da, 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 da. What I would like to know is, will that feeling last and grow? Or will what happened with George Floyd happen, where everything dies down and it's all back to the usual again?
Regards, please.
One, two, three.
Symbol of mushroom. Mushrooms grows. I don't know if you ever
Yeah, I
were
know about how, yeah, in the
we
forest.
were
Yes.
collecting mushrooms.
Yeah.
So you had to go to the forest in the morning very early, around 5 o'clock, when there is still steam on the ground. Sorry, that's toy. And, you know, collect them when they are fresh.
Okay.
After a while, they are rotten from the bugs.
Yep.
Good for nothing. Even the one that, well, because we grew up in the environment, probably you were growing up, you knew how to collect them and eat them, and they are extremely healthy because they have so much vitamin D.
Yep.
So we love it. Our kids knew how to collect them, and it was fun for everyone when we were going as a family or even with friends, and everyone, hey, I have, because they are usually in the groups, and they grow so fast. If you catch them and take home, you have to deal with them right away, or you can freeze them. But it is something very, very yummy. Very, the harvest has to be done right away. So eventually it will stop growing. Yeah, man. So it will be maybe like Floyd's story,
Uh-huh.
big, big, and then people will forget.
Yeah. I think that image is so powerful. I have to tell you, just wait a minute. You see, I'm crying a little bit. That was so powerful. The mushroom image. I hope you all understood that. That it's very exciting. You're going to go pick mushrooms. So you go early and you get them while they're still fresh and you have to take them home and either freeze them or use them because if you don't deal with them and stay in that mushroom moment, they go bad. They die. They get rotten. The reason I find this so powerful is, a lot of my work is I talk about race and all of that. And I have since I was a child. And thinking the whole time that maybe I would say something along the lines that would make a difference, that could make people grow or listen or wake up and I've learned in my old age the mushroom story, which is that only those who really want to be up at 5 in the morning and want to pick those mushrooms and are excited to go home and freeze them or cook them right away will
But
will
before you have to clean them, and it's a
and
lot of
clean them.
work.
Yep, 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 yep. But that most people are going to say, yeah, no, I'm not getting up at 5 in the morning. No, it's too dirty. I have to, ew, there's dirt on them. And I have to cook them right away.
Oh, it's cold in the
And
morning.
it's cold in the mornings. And I can't. I don't feel like it. So I find this really moving and also really sad. Really sad. And I guess that the lesson is for everyone listening, who listens to my work and hears me talk about what I talk about, for the white people in my audience, do you want to be a mushroom forager or not? Because
Uh,
it's a full-time, 365 lifetime uh, uh, endeavor. And it's not easy work, but mushrooms are delicious and it's worth it.
oh yeah, and it can help you to be close to your kids, to
Hmm.
family.
Hmm.
They, our boys love it. They will
Hmm.
say, "When are we going next time?" Oh, this is too hot yet to go for mushroom. They were waiting for the months that we will have mushrooms. But you had to choose which one you can put in you can take home because the
But this is
creatures.
another thing that you said that I don't know if you even realize how profound it is. You just said your boys like to go foraging for mushrooms with you. It was a family activity.
Yeah.
This kind of conversation should be family activity. We should say, how can a cop do that? And how come we're only upset because it happened to a white woman? It's happened to 35 other people with ICE that are dead. These people are dead, but we don't care about them because they're not white or female.
And it is irresponsible. Sometimes we have to feel more responsible because
Mhm.
even if you put to the pot the wrong mushroom, you can poison the whole
That's
family.
right. That's right. That's right.
So you have to be very selective, very smart about this, do it right away, and then go back next year or a few months or a few days later in the same places, and you will find more and more. You need to keep the security of the country, and you have to be very judgmental with the mushrooms and with the people who are protesting. You don't want the protests go crazy, crazy,
Right.
that will have more enemies. You want to control like a mother who is controlling which mushroom is healthy and
Yes.
which one is not.
Right.
Because
Absolutely.
I was sitting for hours later on at home and in the backyard and cleaning,
Separating out. Yeah.
yeah, and making sure that everyone we can put in a map. It is. I'm. I never know what I will see, but I think that
That
those
was
visits
really good.
unexpectedly without any filter.
Yeah, no, that was really good. And I think We just have to decide, do we want to be foragers for mushrooms with everything that is required, or do we just want to roll over and go back to sleep? So, all
Yeah,
right,
and
here's a
have
question.
more because when we will be foraging for mushrooms, we have to know a little bit history, how which one to collect. And now you can put the telephone and make sure that that's the right mushroom. But I like to rely on my way when I was learning from my mom.
That okay, but that's another profound thing that you just said is that, we need to be selective about where we get our information from
Yeah.
because everybody's out there telling everybody everything. And it's important to use common sense, use your own wisdom, and use the right sources that are accurate to tell you what's what.
And I will share this with people because it is important. Not many people knows that they can on on a phone you have that Google app, and I believe I never checked that one, but there is a for the mushrooms. I'm checking for antiques, and there is a microphone, and next to it a picture that you can take picture of the item, and you can click on it, and the picture will tell you what kind of mushroom it is. But you have to put the app first.
Okay, but see, look, again, it's all metaphor. I mean, you're being literal with the mushroom. So those of you want to go mushroom foraging, there you go. But metaphorically as well, if you get all your news from Fox or all your news from CBS that might as well be Fox, well, you're going to be eating poison mushrooms.
Mhm.
Be discerning about where you get information from. Speaking of which, I have another question. We know that the felon actually said that he loves the uneducated. Well, of course he does. And so one of the things that he's done is he has dismantled, torn apart the Department of Education. I think the question that the viewer wanted me to ask you was, can you look at what the future of education will be here? What is the future of education?
This canto tree.
One, two, three.
We all have tooth of wisdom, and it can be rotten first for some people. I
Oh, a
still have,
wisdom tooth? Yeah.
we have four of them,
Yeah.
and they are very vulnerable. I still have three. So if you remove them, then you are not losing your wisdom, but your joints are not holding well, and everything else is kind of aging you and making you more vulnerable. Because the older we are, the more vulnerable we are. That's the symbol, but I think it is like losing your teeth. You are losing your education. You are not feeling confident when you're going to the public and you don't have teeth.
Hmm, hmm, hmm. So I think that
The scale, you know,
the scales,
the
okay.
the people who will have education, they will be always feeling on top, feeling better than the ones who are not. But there will be more people without education eventually. And the half job will be done. They will be preaching us whatever they want to preach, and people will act silly way. They wouldn't be reasonable because it will be easy to follow someone who will be smarter than them and controlling them.
Yeah, I think okay, so I pulled cards while you were talking and I got essentially something very similar. We have the bear, the key, the clouds, the lily, and the house. So here's what I think. Speaking of control, they want control. So if they control what you learn and what you don't learn, and they get rid of certain books and they get rid of history, that they think that that is the key to keeping people quiet and passive and moldable. They can tell you anything and you believe it because you're confused. And so you trust them.
Yeah, and
I'll
that's
tell you what, though, the last card is the house. And I'll tell you something. I think there will be more people, more and more people who decide to do homeschooling, who don't go through the public system, who say this is not helping my child know things. There are things that my child's not learning. So I'm going to take control over my child's education and I'm going to teach them from home. I think that will have to be the response.
and you are the teacher as well.
I am a teacher. That's
Yeah.
true.
And it's on some one hand, it's great for kids to be schooled by mother, but she has to be very
She
strict,
has to know what she's doing and she has to seek out curriculums that make sense. I mean,
yeah,
yeah, you have to have an order. You have
educated
to.
mother who have time, because if she's single mom, she might not have enough
No,
time.
but you know what I think? I think that people will form um, collaborations, right? So, for example, they could hire a teacher. Several families could
Oh,
say,
okay.
oh, we're going to hire one teacher, and that teacher will teach our children. You know what I mean? Even if they have to do it virtually, I think that public education will not be what it was, and I think it will have to change. And it could be for the better, but not in the short term. In the short term, I think what you said is right. I think there will be a really dumbing down of society.
Living without the teeth
Yeah,
will be very embarrassing for them.
yeah, exactly, exactly.
And we are given all of the even wisdom teeth, but if we are not, if we don't have them, and if we have poor self-esteem, then it's not good,
No,
because it's so easy to put pressure on someone who has low self-esteem.
right, right. Well, Americans used to think the world loved them and admired them. We're starting to see now, no, that's not
Anymore,
exactly how people
anymore,
feel.
because before people, when I was growing up, uh, as a teenager, we were admiring USA.
Right. But not anymore. Not
I
anymore.
had a family in USA. I was thinking, oh, how wonderful they have. And in Poland, they put so much pressure on education. We had to go to school 6 days for 9 hours a day.
Wow.
They were pushing, oh gosh, to the max.
Yeah.
And everyone wanted to have university on poly, or it was for free, but you had to be good, so they will send you there.
But see, here, you can be good, but it's not free.
Yeah, but I'm saying, it was unfair here, because
Yeah.
if you don't have money, it will be hard for you. But in Poland, it was like my husband had polytechnic degree and master degree. They were paying him for being a good student,
Wow. Wow. I mean, that's what needs to happen here. But
and they asked
but I think we don't want people to be smart.
polytechnic, and he did master degrees. The dean asked him, Richard, would you like to stay and do the doctor's degree because you are so smart? And he said, no, I want to make money. I'm
Yeah.
28
Yeah.
or 9, and I want to make money. I want to start family. And he said, I met a beautiful woman and I want to have a life like normal person.
Right.
So he said, I think I don't need any more education. And he was computer programmer. So it was a new era of education, not that much, not popular yet for work. And he wanted to make money. So
Sure.
he was thinking materialistically.
Right. Right.
But he didn't have to pay for his education back.
Right. right. I mean, it's terrible that we have to. It's terrible that our healthcare system is the way. That's a good question. Willie, do you see us moving towards a more socialized form of medicine? One, two, three.
Not completely, because I see like you remember the horseshoe for magnet?
Yeah, a horseshoe magnet. Yeah,
Yeah. But I see this that way, and it's cut. One arm is cut short. So it wouldn't be as not pulling people as good, you know, something will be missing because the magnet has to have both arms.
because it won't. Okay, so it will not be a totally socialized form. It'll be some
A
kind of.
magnet, because the magnet has to be, I don't know, maybe you cut in every place and it will be the same, but I think the both
It's
are
less
the
strong,
cuts
right?
less
Mhm.
strong. And that's what I'm seeing. So that's what I will pull one card rider. There will be a lot of people who will be promoting that
Yeah.
theory that it is something like Mandani.
Hmm.
I don't know if he will be lucky with this and that free care or, you know, everything free. I'm not saying that he will be very successful, but hopefully he will be.
You know what? I read about that back in October, and I said that there will be some things he'll be able to do, but really more, it's he's planting seeds in people's minds
And
about
that's good.
what's possible. Yeah.
He's so charming. He is so well spoken. There will be a lot of talk and a lot of work done that way. Both parties will have to agree, but we are looking and looking and looking forward to the ship to come into the port.
So it
So
won't be a long time. It'll be a long time before we get to that point.
and I believe that will be more computerized on the internet.
Right, right.
You will be able to show yourself to the doctor, and he will be diagnosing you. The computer will be
The
diagnosing you.
computer, yeah. Right. I'm sure they'll go in that direction.
And then, you know, eventually you will be lucky to see a doctor who will know less than the computer does.
Right. Interesting.
Because
Um, this is something nothing to do with the US. What will be the future of Iran? We know that the country is in turmoil. They are rebelling against the Ayatollah and that religious extremist government. I've heard that there's been calls for the son of the Shah, who I think they exiled to France. I'm not sure where he is now, but to come back. Iran used to be a very socially progressive country until the Ayatollahs came in. What will be their future?
I will tell you, I was studying English in England,
Hmm.
and in my class there was three girls from Iran, and I wanted to know. I was always curious, and I asked how. What do you feel? But that time they could travel free,
Yeah.
and they didn't have to wear,
No,
you
they
know.
wore makeup. They could wear Western clothes. Yeah.
Yes, and she said, "You see, we are the rich ones. We can travel. We are free. The other people, they don't have the rights as we do."
Hmm.
So it was already the discrimination.
Hmm.
And I thought, they are open. They were in the early 20s, like I was.
Hmm.
And we were talking about, they were interested in Poland. I was interested in Iran. And they said, I don't want to go back. I don't like the rules that we as wives and mothers have to obey.
Hmm.
So they didn't like that system that time. I don't know how many of them will stay in England, because when the Shah
Yeah.
was, so many people were
Left.
allowed
Yeah.
to stay in England. Please count to three.
One, two, three.
Umbrella falling down from the sky, and it's not open, so it's not floating, it's going like a bomb. It's like a weapon. When the umbrella is unopened,
Sure,
it's
it's
heavy.
like the spike of it. It comes down as a weapon. Yeah.
Yeah. So there will be a drama, there will be like a bomb coming from inside, probably. Umbrella this way, upside down, open, it's for security, for safety, for protection. This way, there will be no protection, there will be disarray. Letter, that's for you to explain.
Well, it could be anything. It could be laws that are put in place.
Yeah. People will need money, they will be leaning for money because there will be some problems with money, with banks, with
Well, they've
security.
shut down the whole internet there. There's no internet anymore.
No. And they wouldn't trust their own government. So they will need a new healer, new person who will be able to heal and it will be loved by people and will love the people. So they are looking for some new leader.
I
Young,
think that's why they want to call in the son or grandson of the Shah.
yeah,
I mean,
Khomeini.
I don't know anything about him. You know,
No, I don't
he's
either, but
probably
I
not
think his
for,
mother maybe was staying in England in the 70s because there were so many of those rich ladies who
yeah,
said,
they were in
you,
Europe.
yeah,
They were in England and they were in France. I mean,
yeah.
I don't know that they're necessarily for equality for everyone. I mean, that was part of why they were thrown out. But
But he grew up in the West.
yeah,
He will have different opinion. He would
then his
like,
father, yeah,
yeah, that his grandfather
then
or
his
father.
grandfather, yeah.
So he would
Interesting.
be thinking that, well, I want to make difference, and the night of love, that will be a healer. That will be someone that people might love.
Because I mean, in order for them to love him, they have to know who he is. If he
Yeah,
has an association with royalty, you know how people are, they might think, oh, you know,
yeah.
he can be our
But
shining prince that helps us.
yeah, I remember when people were telling me, "Oh, Trump before first time Trump was elected, he must be good, he must be smart as a businessman because he's rich."
I know. The
But
two
you
don't
see,
necessarily go together.
I saw umbrella. He can put the umbrella upside down and be a protector. He can be you know, taking care of everyone because the umbrella will give them symbol of protection.
Well, the umbrella's there, so maybe if this young Shah figure comes in and flips the umbrella the right way, open, that could be good.
It could be him or someone else, you know,
Yeah.
but I'm seeing some new guy. It can't be a woman,
No, it can't be a woman. Yeah.
but it will be a younger generation, symbol of
Right.
being on the horse, symbol of power of moving forward and telling people, okay, I can do that.
But as you said, there will be, that's not coming immediately. Before that, there will be a lot of difficulty for the people
And
there.
the
A lot
umbrellas
of shit.
going down will be
Yeah.
like a bomb. So
Yeah.
the way revolution, and they are going through that right now.
Yeah. That's what they're going through right now. Do you have any more questions from your side?
But I will let you go.
All
It's
right. Well, you know what? We'll do this again. We'll do it again. This was fun.
my
And
channel
maybe
name.
we'll do it live. So I think when I do it live, I'd have to do it on my phone and see the feed of the questions. I don't know. We'll figure it out. But
I'm
this,
doing live on the internet, but
oh, do you use StreamYard?
yeah,
Okay, so I'll use StreamYard next time. This was so good, Violetta, and it's so good to see you again. And
was
I love you. I appreciate
I,
your
we
gift.
all love you, and I am so glad that I met you because you are such a positive person. You
Well,
have
as
such
are you, as are you. I think we bring light to the world. That's what we hope to do anyway. And I think it was fate that brought us together, and I'm glad that we are.
Thank you so much. You invited me first, and I was so glad to be with you.
Well, we will do it again on each other's channel. We'll go back and forth. All right, everybody. I'll see you all tomorrow for regularly scheduled programming. And in the meantime, have a wonderful rest of your Sunday. Take care.
Be as well with Cheryl answering question at 11 Mountain Time for
All right.
life.
Sounds good.